Hey, how's everyone doing? Today we are going to be reacting to the conservative twins. This video is called The View Tries to Justify Carmelo Anthony Stabbing. It backfires. The View, The View, The View. I can tell you right now, The View is one of the cringiest shows I have seen. The women on there, except for one or maybe two of them. I'm giving the second one the benefit of the doubt, but the women on here are fucking stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. Every time I run into these women, I just shake my head and can't believe the things that come out of their mouth. But like always, if you enjoy this video, please go follow the conservative twins, aka the Hodge twins. I love their videos. There are some fun. They're funny. They're really funny guys, and that's why I enjoy watching them. But today we're going to be reacting to one of them. And also, I appreciate the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Let's jump right into this.
So The View just responded regarding the Carmelo Anthony case, and they're actually justifying stabbing kids at track meets.
Now there's new footage that has been released of the moments after high schooler Carmelo Anthony fatally stabbed Austin Metcalf at a Texas track meet in April of 2025. Take a look.
I'm not alleged.
Okay. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
He was sentenced to 35 years in prison.
And rightfully so. I'll say it again. Rightfully so. Because in that video, it did not look like they were, beating him up. It looked like there was an altercation. Metcalf pushed him. He stabbed him, and then he runs away. But all these people claim that he was getting beat to a pulp, and he was being beat by like 3 people, twice his size. And you do not see that in the footage, so I can't even imagine what these people are gonna say.
Which he's appealing. The case has a lot of people divided. Some people believe that race was a factor in the trial because there were no black jurors. They were all the 3.
And the reason why there were no black jurors is because they were going to side with Carmelo Anthony just because of the color of his skin. That's not right. No one should have to do anything or agree with anyone just based off the color of their skin. Like, why? Why would anyone do that? That's kind of racist if you ask me.
Black jurors that were there were educators, and they were released.
They were struck.
They were struck for that. And some folks think, no, he got a fair trial. But is this a jury of his peers?
I don't think so. And this has been an issue for such a long time in the judicial system where prosecutors use what are called, Batson challenges. And they
Explain what that is.
It's a challenge that is used to strike a juror, generally a juror of color.
She don't even know what she's talking about. If she knew what she was talking about, she wouldn't be stuttering.
For a race-neutral reason.
Right.
Because you're supposed to have a jury of your peers, and you're not.
Well, they had a couple of black jurors, but they said that they can't be objective.
Yeah, they couldn't convict somebody that young.
Yeah, I can't convict somebody that's black.
Supposed to just strike someone
Basically
because
what
they're
I said.
black. And in this case, they gave the reasoning that they're educators, and this happened. These were high school students, and this happened at a school track meet, so they couldn't be impartial because of that. I don't think that's an appropriate reason.
They might be the best ones.
If someone is telling you they can't be impartial, they cannot serve on a jury. You're trying to give them a pass simply for the fact because they're black.
It's like me saying, it's like if an illegal immigrant that happened to be Mexican, because I'm of Mexican ethnicity, of Mexican descent, and I went as a juror for this trial, and they asked me, are you able to convict this person if found guilty? And I wrote no, because he's Mexican. I relate to him. I'm Mexican as well. Of course they're not gonna have me there, because they need people that are going to be fair. I don't know what these people think, but it's not that hard to understand. It really isn't. Or it's like if someone was running for governor in the state that I live in, and I just don't know what he's been, you know, talking about, or I don't know none of his policies, and I just vote for him based on the fact that he's of Mexican descent, or he came from Mexico and became a U.S. citizen without knowing what his policies are. Like, why would I vote for someone just based on the color of the skin? It's just stupid. I'm gonna vote for someone that has policies that is going to help the American people. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that.
I don't think it's an appropriate reason to strike black jurors, especially when it's a young black teenager.
Well, personally, I think it's a great reason. The only time you should have black jurors when it's an all-black case. The only time.
On trial, and especially when that particular area is made up of 10% of an African-American community. So I don't think he got a jury of his peers. So I think on appeal, there is a legitimate thing.
If you would have put 4 black jurors on that case, best outcome would have been a hung jury. Only thing they were going to do is delay the justice for Austin Metcalf and his family. And besides, a jury of his peers is 12 convicted black felons. Exactly.
Because there seems to be 2 systems of justice at play in this country. And there have been for a very long time. I was part of the system, so I understand that, and I believe that to be true. In this case, this young man, you heard him say he put his hands on me. And
Yeah, he got shoved. He did not get beat. I don't know why these people think he was beat to death.
I told him not to.
That's called a disproportionate amount of force. Stabbing somebody for doing this, that is low IQ.
The kid that died, and I have so much empathy for him and his family's loss.
No, you
that
don't.
Kid was 200 pounds. This kid was 130 pounds. And so, and the other kid.
So leave, like they asked you to. If you're scared and you feel like your life's in danger, just leave. Takes brains to do that, I guess. Yeah.
It was also taller than he is. He was the only black kid under the tent, and
Okay, but the thing is, why did he go to that tent specifically? Didn't his school have their own tent? Why didn't he go back to his own tent? I just don't understand. I don't know the whole situation on this case, but like the Hodge twins said, if his life was in danger, why would you stay? If they asked you to leave 15 times, why would you stay? Obviously, if that was me in his position, I would have walked away. I wouldn't have even stopped at that tent because I don't know anyone there. Why would I stop there? It's common sense.
the victim here had his
There was multiple black witnesses. I don't know what she's talking about. Yeah. She exposing herself. She's standing up for Carmelo because he's black.
twin brother with him, who was also a very large person. If you don't fear for your life, if you weigh 130 pounds, I weigh 100.
Come on, let's get real. He was in fear of his life at a track meet in broad daylight at a high school event. Hundreds of witnesses, teachers, there's police officers there. He was in fear of his life. 2 white boys just gonna beat him to death in front of everybody.
And I'll be honest, I used to do track and field. We were a minority, obviously. I went to a all Latino school, and most of these track meets were full of white people, majority white people. Not once did I ever think I was fearing for my life. I don't know. It's just dumb. And I've been to like camps, YMCA camps, where majority of people there were whites, and there was only like my school, my class of like 20 Mexican kids, and not once did I ever fear for my life. I don't know what these people are thinking of. And I was in middle school when I went to this YMCA camp, and I never once thought, oh, I'm in fear of my life. I probably thought they were racist, but a lot of people are racist. You can't help it. I'm not gonna boo-hoo cry because of some racist people. I don't care. Any race can be racist. It's not just white people.
They're gaslighting everybody. Nobody believes that.
130 pounds. Facing somebody that's 200 pounds, I would be terrified of that. So I don't understand why self-defense was
Wasn't,
rejected
right.
by this jury.
Because, like the Hodge twins say, if you get shoved, if someone punches you, it has to be the equal amount of force. You punch them back, you shove them back. You don't just stab them. It's like if someone pushes me, and I take my gun and shoot him, I'm gonna go to jail. Now, if he takes out a gun and I take out my gun, I can shoot him because he drew his gun first, and I was in fear for my life. Then that's a case for self-defense.
I agree with
Because it makes absolutely no sense.
a lot of what you're saying, especially the jury representation. That's what stood out to me. And we know there's plenty of evidence that there's sentencing disparity with people of color. The one thing to me, though, is what is the fair sentence when you take a life? And this is what I'm struggling with, because this is a tragedy across the board.
I think it should be the death penalty, honestly. I don't care. Call me extremist. But if you take a person's life, they should take your life. That's how it should be.
A 17
Unless it's a self-defense case. Then you're safe. Then you're out of the hook, I guess.
17-year-old is dead. A 17-year-old's going to likely spend 35 years
You're
in
off
jail.
the
He has
hook.
had he
I
can
meant
appeal
to
at
say.
17. What would you? I'd be curious what you think, because I wrestle with it. If it was, God forbid, anyone in my life, I would think 30 years seems about right. If they said life, I'd say that's too long for a 17-year-old. He could be rehabilitated.
Look, I
You can't rehabilitate
Yeah.
someone with no conscience. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of felons that have, been released from prison. They'll have like 36 counts and they never change. I don't even know why they're out walking freely. They should be in prison for life. It makes no sense to me. I think our justice system is too easy on people. Like, it makes no sense. I think it should be harsher on people that commit crimes.
Actually, I think he deserves an electric chair. Fry his ass.
See,
I think 35
I'm not
years,
the only one that
if there
thinks
is no
that way.
self-defense claim, which is an absolute claim to this crime, absolute defense, I think that would be appropriate. But if you look at other cases, there was the other case where there was a young black kid, who was chased by Rick Chow, a store owner, accused of taking water bottles, which he didn't take.
That case has no merits on this particular case that you ladies are discussing. Yeah, totally different case. It's not even relevant. Different circumstances, different state, different jury. Has nothing to do with what Carmelo Anthony did. Yeah. Which is go to a track meet with a knife and stab a kid. Yeah. Stick to the merits of this case. Yeah. When you compare apples to oranges, you're just going to get an idiotic response. I mean, just this case alone, y'all make absolutely no sense. Yeah, but she's bringing that into this case because the other kid was black. Yeah. This is all about race to these people. If that kid was white, if both kids were white or both kids was black, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Oh, definitely not. They never talk about black on black crime. They never talk about white on white crime. Unless it's like a school shooting. That's different.
Man, if both kids was white, this wouldn't have happened. Great point.
The 4 water bottles. He chased that young boy 130 yards, which is half of a football field, and shot him in the back, claiming self-defense. And you know where he is right now? He's at home with his family because he was found not guilty.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cases like that.
If that is self-defense, I don't understand why this isn't.
But when the system fails one time,
You know what's crazy? The George Floyd case. The only reason why that police officer's in jail right now is because he's white. The exact same scenario happened to a guy in Texas. I think his last name was Tipper. He was laying on his chest. The police officers were white. I think one of them was a person of color. Those police officers are free. It's the exact same scenario that went down with George Floyd. But the only reason why we're talking about George Floyd is because he's black. That's that two-tier justice system y'all keep talking about. Yeah.
I don't think we should then say, so then the system should fail.
But they're very similar self-defense
Well, Sonia,
claims.
I had a question.
There's nothing similar about those two cases. I think she's an attorney, right? Yeah. Being an attorney, a licensed attorney, you passed the bar exam. How can you be so stupid as to say these two cases are the exact same? There's not even a similarity.
I was wondering why the self-defense claim didn't work, and I had read that it said you have to use the same amount of force that was brought against you. So if someone pushes you...
Exactly. Duh! Yeah. Explain that to Sonny Hostin.
And you push them back.
Who's an attorney who obviously doesn't know the law.
That's self-defense?
That's not the standard because it's not
That's
only
not the
use,
standard.
but attempted use.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking.
So if
That's
you
crazy.
felt your life was in danger and you felt he was going to do more than just push you, and you weigh 130 pounds, and you're outweighed by 70 pounds.
So you can make that
use
point.
You know
you
what
can use
when
lethal
I looked at
force.
this case though, which to me is
That
just
doesn't
sad
give you the right to
every
kill
week,
him, though.
right? There's two families that are destroyed.
It's like if I were to pull out a gun on someone that's like, you know, going to beat my ass. The moment I pull out that gun, if that dude starts running away, I can't shoot him because he's running away. If I were to shoot him as he's running away, I can go to jail. It's still considered murder. Oh, man.
There's, Austin Metcalf lost his life. Carmelo Anthony's going to spend at least 17 years in jail. So this is just tragic. But my question is, how did this get to this point, and where the hell were the adults?
Yeah.
Who the hell would have thought? The adults, the teachers, the staff. Who thinks a student's going to get stabbed at a track meet? It's not the adult's fault. It's Carmelo's. Yeah, his parents failed him.
That's true. Like, why would the teachers ever think that a child will bring a knife to a track meet and stab someone to death? And yeah, like Kevin said, the parents did fail him. And I heard that the parents didn't even show up for his sentencing, which is fucked up. They just took the money and ran with it.
Royally.
These were two 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean,
what I understand is, it is normal for runners to, go under tents.
My kids were runners. You always do that.
And so there was some conversation that he was told to leave, and he was saying,
well, he had been invited under the tent by a friend.
Yes.
He had been invited. One last thing, I know we're playing the
they
music.
say that he was never invited by a friend.
Austin Metcalf's the victim, the deceased. His father went on a podcast, and listen to it for yourself, but he called Carmelo Anthony a racial slur, and he also said that the reason that black people weren't on the jury is because black people are unable to hold bias from the trial because they don't know their own fathers have a...
That's literally what they said in the beginning. That they couldn't convict the black kid. What?
A bunch of baby mamas running around living off of government assistance. So that is the thing. That's the thinking of the victim's father.
Wow. Totally took that man out of context. He was being sarcastic. He was making jokes. Yeah. But he wasn't being serious at all.
But he was also speaking facts. Because that is a problem in the black community.
Yeah, and y'all did bring up an interesting point. Yeah, it's common for kids to sit on the tents, but it is not common to stab another kid after being told to leave. Hey, everybody, if you support what we do, don't forget how you can support the Hodge Twins at officialhodgetwins.com. Right now, we're giving away a Jeep Gladiator, $10,000, cold hard cash. To get in the win, any purchase you make gets you automatically into the win. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... Like I said, I don't know the whole case. I haven't really looked into it. I just know that Carmelo Anthony's in the wrong. People might hate me for this way of thinking, for my opinion, but yeah, he deserves to be in jail. Because that was in self-defense. I'm just gonna say it right now. That was not self-defense. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like or subscribe. It really helps. My birthday is tomorrow, so if we could get closer to 100 subscribers, I'd really appreciate it. But only if you enjoy my content. I'm not forcing you guys to do it. I'm just doing this for fun. But if I grow, I grow. I wouldn't be mad about that, of course. I mean, I'm happy I even have about 57 subscribers. Thank you guys. That really means a lot. But I'll probably upload a video tomorrow for my birthday. Who knows? We'll see. I probably won't do anything. I don't really celebrate my birthday, but take care, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably. And like always, God bless all of you, and God bless America. Peace. Say bye, lady.